everyone, it is Liam Caddison here, and we get into another episode of Lucifer as we get into episode 16 for season 3, and it should be an interesting episode to explore what kind of avenue Lucifer's going to go down towards, potentially in order to undo the reason the curse on Cain is there in the first place. I don't think it's going to be as simple as bringing Abel back as I've speculated, because even if, you know, there's some kind of resurrection, it still doesn't diminish the fact that Abel's already died. So there might be a few spanner in the works in this episode if we do explore that avenue in order to bring Abel back, but we shall wait and see. But yeah, it was really good last time. My heart was melting at the ending of the last episode, especially with the fact that, you know, Chloe kind of gave a bit of inspiration there, and I will happily take the Dexter ship. You know, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we might be onto something, maybe a revival, because it's not the first time this season, and it's not the first time recently that, you know, I've been complaining about being teased about Dexter, so, but then again, I'm just living on hope at the minute, because I love them two so much, so maybe I'm just delusional, who knows, but, I mean, I'm always delusional, so. Anyways, enough about that self-deprecating rubbish that I usually do. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what this episode does entail. So with that said, let's get into episode number 16 of season 3 for Lucifer. Let's go.
And the point is that you were always at each other's throats until you
That's brotherly love.
Death, you killed Abel and became the world's first murderer. Now,
I think he's got his hair down on point.
You curse, I shall fly down to hell, pluck your brother's soul, and drop it into a vacant body. This would make Abel technically alive and therefore not murdered, and you innocent.
He'd still be murdered.
I thought my brother is in hell?
Yes, of course. In fact, he's our oldest tenant.
I knew it. Do you know how many times I've tried?
How much do you hate your brother on a scale of 1 to 10?
1,000 infinity plus 1.
Right, well, if we got Abel into a body this
You
young,
can't beat that.
He could be stuck with him for another 70 years. That's a lot of quality time.
Copy, not her.
No, what we need is someone ancient, someone at death's door. Right.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Any second now.
Well,
second.
You sure you did this right?
Well, I know I grabbed Abel down below.
Did you put him in the right place?
Probably.
What do you mean, probably?
Well,
hello, Abel.
I'm new to this, but we no longer have your mark, so come on. Let's have a look.
Here we go.
The mark is still there, which means I'm still cursed.
It's not as simple as this, though, isn't it?
Hell made him multilingual and completely adaptable.
And we put him in the body of a young woman.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
Smooth move, boys.
Hold on. If Abel's hell was constantly changing, then this may just feel like another hell loop to him. He may have no idea he's actually alive again.
Oh, yeah, and it gives you false hope.
Yes.
Which he won't take it
Do you know
if
who he
he's,
reminds
you
me
know,
of?
that anxious.
Be fruitful and multiply, huh? Allow me to bless you with my seed.
I mean, Abel has been out the game for quite some time. I don't think he was in the game, was he? So,
Kill this nut job,
which is
put him
pretty
in
sad.
Lucifer's still your partner. What? What do I
Dan!
have on my face? Okay, is this a spider? Is it still there?
It's not a spider. It's a sniper.
Spider sniper.
One's premiered.
Okay, if you didn't attack her, then who did?
Those followers, people.
Big aggro, big frack, the Bolivians, the Carnies.
Carnies. Okay, we're gonna need to search your property extensively.
This guy is a few pickles short.
Over and over. And there's nothing I can do to avoid it. I've tried everything.
It is
Fighting him,
heartbreaking
running
going
from
into
him,
Abel's
all in vain.
mind
I'm
space.
trapped. I can never escape.
You're right, Abel.
Oy.
You can't fight him. But I may have a way out of this for you.
Oh, shh.
I'd never punish myself like that. Hell is all about your own guilt torturing you, right?
Right.
Well, my conscience is clear.
Oh. Killing your brother isn't the kind of thing you just
He's had
shake off.
eternity,
Listen,
really.
Abel wanted to kill me just as much as I wanted to kill him. Why do you think he's in hell? I'm just a guy who won the fight.
Oh.
Hello?
Of
Where
course.
would I?
Wait, who are you? How do you know all of this?
Why do I feel... Oh, dang. She's gonna think he's Abel. Cain, should I say. Oh.
What are you doing here?
Where'd he go? I mean, where did she go?
I don't know.
I can't afford to be picky. Someone offers me money, I take it.
Right, well, I'm going to need to see any documented interactions you have with these investors.
Absolutely. They're in there.
Okay.
Because there's a slight side of me that's thinking, what if she sold her out?
Only Bree's fingerprint can unlock it.
Bree installed
Tell me how we find him.
Well, every now and again, the sucker would do something I never saw coming.
Like arrive?
And goodbye.
Oh! But that's not gonna work, right?
Just like that.
Yes! Oh, finally! Slaying you before you slay me!
That's right. You were trapped in a hell loop, but now you're out.
You're alive, brother.
I just gotta think though, how hard is it gonna be for Abel
Right,
to
yes, I
believe
got that
this?
whole you
This
still
is...
being alive of it all.
So
Yeah.
much for...
Don't take this lightly, Miss Garland. It's a big decision.
Not as big as my flock. Do you know how many sheep I possess?
Wow.
Enough for 2 wives. Enough to feed our offspring and our offspring.
Okay, okay.
You're going to let us drive this, just completely give up control. Doesn't that scare you?
Not nearly as much as the place I just escaped. I
Uh-oh.
would do anything to
Oh,
avoid returning
no.
to that hell. If you'd been there,
This
you
is
would
gonna
do the
be
same.
relying on... This is gonna be... Yeah, yeah. Oh...
I don't want to fight you, Mazikeen.
Who cares what you want?
Yeah, I think after the last episode, I don't think she's in the
Sir,
position
you
to
worked
give
here
a
for
toss.
2 years. Still not ringing a bell?
No, but your backside is...
Oh, you poor forgetful thing. Thankfully, all we need is your fingerprint.
Oh, my finger goes wherever the lady tells me it goes.
Okay!
It's like she knew to be out of the office.
She knew the bomb was coming.
Who knew?
Alexa.
Well, the
knew
Bolivians
it!
warned her. Why? Put it on speakerphone.
No, she
Maybe
ratted
the
them out,
Bolivians were
maybe.
working with Alexa, not Bree. Maybe Bree found out what they were up to and wanted to blow the whistle.
Well, that would explain those incoming wires.
Unless it's a trap.
Oh no! 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 Ah!
Don't move.
Okay, so we've got... Which wire do we cut? The red wire? or the-
I'm also thinking that Bree's a daughter too.
Come on.
Chloe.
So, what do I do now? What, cut all these wires
She's
willy-nilly?
doing a really noble thing in a risky situation.
No. You have to get into the box and disconnect the trigger and very carefully remove the blasting cap.
It's never like
This is
the...
madness.
Got the blasting cap. And
Woo!
okay,
My heart was racing oddly.
I think that means you can take your...
You dumped me. Remember?
No, it's not about that. It's about the betrayal. They're dirty, sneaky.
Oh!
Will you under...
So he had good... I think he was just looking out for her, but... Yeah,
Hi.
it's not going to be as simple as
We were
that.
able to lift one of Alexa's prints from the explosive.
Ah,
We were able.
sounds like enough to rest.
Couldn't have done it without you. Night.
you wouldn't have been in danger in the first place.
Oh, and this is the thing, though. This is all gonna go back to.
I'm sorry.
I have nothing left to lose.
Oh, my family is killed. I don't move a muscle. Because I'm the reason that it's happening. I'm the reason that he's free.
Charlotte.
And then someone else walks in and shoots my family.
Oh, is it all the people she's
It's a different
representing?
person. Someone else I set free.
Oh.
I'm trying my best, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
Charlotte, damn.
Well, it's a very brave
Breaks your heart.
start.
Still the face of my torturer.
Fair enough. I guess we
Understandable.
still need some space.
That we can agree on.
At least this is a good step in the right direction.
So I hope you understand how difficult a decision this was. And yet,
Oh.
oddly the easiest I've ever made.
That is
Well, I'm not
screaming!
done. Abel's how
For
my
this
curse
ship.
started. He's got to be the.
Oh! Okay, that was okay. That was Jesus. That was rough. So you jinxed yourself. Yeah, you jinxed yourself there, buddy. So it's a bit of a hopeless situation he's in right now, and my heart is just. It's just going back to the last episode, though, when, we had Lucifer worry about losing Chloe, and there was a real risk in this one, and he has decided this is where we have to draw the line with this thing. And, Oy. I bet the cartels will be kicking themselves, though. Like, they don't know the whole situation, so it's going to be completely different. But in their perspective, their targets just died, so all it takes is an ambulance, which is, you would say, ironic. Yeah, I didn't expect Abel to just be bamfed off, but, it was just very, very interesting, this episode. I just really loved it, and it had a lot of great moments, especially from Abel. Like, the actress playing Abel was just really comical. But I think my favourite moment of this episode was Charlotte's confessional about what she experienced in hell, and that anxiety about not doing good enough, and, having to relive those moments in hell once again, if she doesn't, she's trying, but there's that worry that it might not be enough, and just seeing her break down was really powerful. Like, it was a really, really powerful scene, and yeah, it was really, really emotional. So I loved the entire episode, but I think from an acting standpoint and from how emotional it was, and just the amazing writing, it was a really wonderful scene, and I really, really thought that was incredible. Like, we had a precedent with Charlotte not wanting to admit anything, but embracing that nightmare is the first step, isn't it? And I feel like weight has lifted off her shoulders because Linda is there, and she can finally, come to some kind of acceptance. And make a first step forwards, I guess. So yeah, it was a really powerful scene. But yeah, I really loved Abel. Like, I was wondering about how they were going to bring Abel around, and it was a bit surprising about the fact that Abel was in hell. But going along this episode, I don't know, because it's so funny how you look at Cain and Abel, I guess, in this episode, and you do wonder, is Abel a bit more, I don't know, I would say a bit more rebellious in a sense, because there seems to be a more calmer presence with Cain, but I feel like that's more defeated with his immortality, and there seems to be a bit more of a reckless, more in-your-face kind of nature with Abel. But I wonder if that is because of Abel's experience in hell. That's kind of broke Abel. I'm not sure, because there is still that worry. There was still that worry when Cain came onto the scene about, please put me out my misery, and the fact that there is that like worried that this is going to be another loop. Abel has been tortured for so long that you could say Abel is not thinking straight. But it is really curious, because I have been wondering, like, I wonder if there's anything more, like, I don't know, there is more to Cain and Abel in terms of like their origins, because I would love to explore them more, because like I said, I think the reason Abel died in the first place was because of jealousy. But what if, that jealousy was pedantic towards Cain? Like, it wasn't in-your-face thing, and Cain snapped or something. I was thinking, what if it was like an accidental death, but it was still like it was still a sin to the point where you're going to be cursed for all of eternity and be made to walk the earth for the rest of your days. But, if this has always been part of Abel, like that jealousy, it could be the in your face, I'm, better than you, etc. And then Cain just lost it. And yeah, so, and then there comes that, potential regret from Cain, because it's just so interesting to explore, like, especially seeing Abel become a kind of womanizer in this episode, and being very, very I wouldn't say crude, but very, very flirtatious. And yeah, and you're just thinking, you think back to Cain and how he was commenting about how the Cinnamon killed his brother, and you could really, I don't know, I feel like you could really sense some guilt there from Cain when he was referring himself to the Cinnamon, of course. But yeah, it was just really interesting seeing the flamboyant side of Abel, like given this second chance, hitting on the women, and yeah. Not just that though, but also exploring how Abel's time in hell was, how Maze tortured Abel, and how Abel kept replaying, like I said, the loop of Cain killing him over and over again. So I was wondering if Abel was going to recognize Cain, because I don't know if Cain would have. I think Cain would have looked a bit younger when Abel did that, but when Abel did die. But yeah, it was just really, really interesting, especially since the body of Bree was involved in two situations. Of course, the whole Cain and Abel debacle, and the cartel about how Alexa kind of betrayed Bree. So yeah, and it was just very, very interesting. That bomb scene, though, had me a bit tense. Like, I wasn't worried that Chloe or anyone else was going to die, but still, it's just a heart in your mouth situation. It's like instinctive, so it's like, ugh. But I really loved Abel, and it's a shame that, I mean, I suppose Lucifer could just extract Abel again, because I'm assuming Abel will still go to hell, but I mean, he's no longer working with Cain, and it just gets you thinking, what's going to happen now with Cain? Like, what's this going to mean for him? Like, is he going to do what he was originally going to do, which was leave? Because we know that Cain was about to, like, once he thought that there was no way of ending his plague, he lost hope, and he was going to be on his way. So maybe he's going to do that again. Maybe he's going to feel a bit betrayed about Lucifer defying his word. But even Lucifer said this was a hard thing for him. But that push with Chloe, though. Oh, because I was just thinking when Lucifer like yelled out, "I've got nothing else to lose." I was just thinking about that scene where in the last episode, the beginning of the last episode, where he was frightened about losing Chloe. And I was just thinking, no, that's not true. But we revisited that in this episode when Chloe voluntarily stayed behind, but Lucifer was really worried about this whole situation. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen, because I did say one of my theories could be that Cain could betray Lucifer if it means that Cain could die. So with the fact that Lucifer has gone back on his word, is Cain going to take that to heart despite what Lucifer said and find a way to get back at Lucifer potentially? If it means he can die, that remains to be seen. So it's going to be very interesting. But we had Amenadale try to screw over Lucifer's plan with Abel, especially with the fact that he was encouraged. Well, I wouldn't say encouraging, but he was telling him that you could kill yourself in order to screw over Lucifer's plans, because he's not going to let Lucifer take this win. And it's just so interesting how you got. It's so interesting because with the end of this episode, though, you've got one sibling relationship that has found a bit of closure, which I don't know if it can take some kind of crumb of comfort for Cain, because they kind of made amends. Of course, there is a reason why Abel's still scared, but there was like an olive branch that was kind of extended, whereas you've got Amenadale and Lucifer's relationship just fracturing moment by moment. I mean, Amenadale's told Lucifer, "You're not doing this," and then Lucifer just extracts Abel from hell, and so it's going to be it is very, very interesting. But like I said, I am very curious about more about the Abel and Cain relationship, because like I said, throughout that episode, you just notice that Abel doesn't scream that he was all that benevolent. It was a really good episode like I said, the actress who played Abel was really amazing, and it was just really fun to see this kerfuffle go around, because Bree flatlined, because there was the old man who flatlined. Lucifer went to grab Abel, Bree flatlined, Abel's extracted, and that creates a bit of a kerfuffle. But I mean, it didn't matter either way, with the fact that Abel just got splattered by the ambulance. So, but really, really enjoyed how things went down with the whole Abel scenario, and the interactions that went on with Cain, and there was that paranoia about this being another look for Abel and everything that went down. So, but I also appreciated the whole Maze and Amenadale situation as well. They're airing out Maze was airing out her frustrations, but Amenadale wasn't having any of it. It's just so interesting, because I feel like with this, with Maze, she's been exploring more of that human side. Like I said, I feel like she's grown in terms of being a bit more open with her feelings, and it's all a bit of a flurry at the minute, because even Amenadale said, "You finished me," and yet Maze is still hurting, and we can't account for Maze as if she's an average human. She is a demon, and she is still exploring these emotions. This is still all a whirlwind for her. So I feel like with Maze feeling hurt, she's not it's a situation where I feel like she can't really think straight, and it's all a flurry, these emotions. So and this is why I feel like Maze, I think I said this in the last episode, Maze is probably going to have to do some kind of reflecting of her own, and then be able to make that next step, because I feel like she's currently in that storm at the minute, and with Amenadale and with that fight, it opens the door for Maze to potentially have a sit down and realize what's next for her. So yeah, but it's very fascinating. It's not like petty. It is something that you just got to take into consideration, that there is a bit more than, you know, Maze just feeling her, that like she's exploring more of herself, and it's all confusion at the minute. So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed this episode with Abel, with everything that went down, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next with Kane now that Lucifer's called off that arrangement. He's and exploring Lucifer as well, because like I said, I feel like we're pushing a bit further than earlier this season with Chloe and Lucifer. So I don't want to say I've got hope, because that hope can be a very, very cruel mistress. But but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!